all eyes on Hurricane Melissa in the Caribbean this morning. This is the most powerful storm of the year in the Atlantic, possibly the most powerful storm that Jamaica will experience in recorded history. It's a Category 5 monster. It's on track to make a direct hit on the island nation coming up this morning. Taking a live picture here of the streets in the capital of Kingston. Obviously very quiet there. You see the wet roads. 6 a.m. there, the street is empty after officials warn people to just stay home, take shelter. This Category 5 storm expected to bring 175-mile-an-hour winds and up to 3 feet of rain. At least 3 people have already died as they were getting ready for this storm. 13 others were hurt. And in neighboring Cuba, 900,000 people have been ordered to evacuate right now. Emergency aid, it's getting ready. It's going to be needed in the coming days as Melissa makes this really slow path across the Caribbean.
Yeah, and we have team coverage of this storm. We have video from our hurricane expert and meteorologist, Andy Hazelton. These were taken on his flight with NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They were flying near and over Melissa. Look at that eye wall. I mean, that's really unbelievable. They were flying to track its intensity and to get some critical data back to weather stations in the region. And we're going to have more on that in a moment. But first, let's get the latest on Hurricane Melissa, now with AccuWeather meteorologist Alex DaSilva joining us this morning. Hi, Alex. So how strong is Melissa right now, and how long until we see it hit Jamaica?
Yeah, well, the storm right now has sustained winds of 175 miles per hour, Category 5 hurricane. It's actually one of the strongest we've ever seen in the Atlantic basin. It's top 10 right now. You can see it here, just located southwest of Jamaica right now, crawling still to the northwest or northeast right now, but it is starting to pick up a little bit of pace. We should see landfall sometime around midday today or so. If we take a look at our projected landfall time, we have 1 p.m. Eastern time as a landfall in western Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane. So if you're in Jamaica right now, conditions are going to start to be going downhill very, very rapidly, and we need you to take shelter immediately because conditions are going to be worsening by the minute here as we head through the rest of the morning.
Alex, what makes her so dangerous and so unique?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really the power of the hurricane. It's not necessarily a very large hurricane, but the inner core is extremely, extremely powerful, and it's going to push a lot of water onshore as well. So, of course, we all know about the winds up to 175 miles per hour possible, but we also have a lot of storm surge coming in. A storm of this magnitude just shoves the water inland. It's almost like as if you're in a pool and you stick your arm out and you push it against the surface of the water, and it kind of creates that wave. Well, that's what this storm is essentially doing. And so we're expecting 10 to 15 feet of storm surge near where the center makes landfall. Even into Kingston, the capital, we can see 6 to 10 feet of storm surge. And that's a very low-lying city. So we're very concerned about inland flooding in those areas. And of course, we've been saying it all week and last week as well, the flooding, the rainfall. This storm is moving so slow that we're going to be seeing feet and feet of rain potentially here. Jamaica is very mountainous, and so those mountains really squeeze out a lot of that precipitation, and that's why we could end up with 24 to 36 inches in Kingston, in the capital. So even if they get spared from the strongest winds, we are very concerned about the flash flooding potential over the next 24 to 36 hours.
So it seems like it is living up to its reputation. It's moving slowly, right, Alex? Now you're saying landfall about midday today. We were expecting yesterday at this time it would be there by now. So moving slowly. And then what happens after impact on Jamaica? What are you expecting?
Yeah, we're expecting it to move across the island and then towards eastern Cuba. The next landfall time, we have 3 a.m. Wednesday in eastern Cuba, just west of Guantanamo Bay. Then the storm will accelerate faster into the Turks and Caicos and southern Bahamas on Wednesday afternoon. We do expect hurricane force winds in the southern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. And then from there, the storm moves away from the United States, but we could still see very dangerous rip currents and potentially even some coastal flooding along the East Coast end of this week and into the weekend.
All right. You know, one of the other things that is unique about Jamaica, the mountains. So in one way, the mountains help because of the reducing the impact of the wind. But as you were saying, it doesn't help. It actually makes the flooding situation worse.
Yeah, it does. And like I said, what happens essentially is the wind comes up against those mountains and it's forced upward by those mountains, and then all that moisture essentially condenses out and it rains right out. It's almost like a sponge. You fill up the sponge and then you squeeze that sponge out. So that's why we're very concerned in these mountainous areas. So Haiti has a lot of tall mountains. We've seen flooding in that area. Of course, Jamaica, we talked about, has really high mountains as well, thousands of feet, in fact, here. And then eastern Cuba also has very high mountains as well. So those are going to act like sponges. It's going to squeeze out a lot of that precipitation. We're concerned about mudslides as well in all of these areas as well. So that's why even if you escape a lot of the wind, the rainfall is still going to be pretty prevalent in this area.
Dangerous. All right, Alex, thanks so much. Keep an eye on it.